Hi, I'm Richard Mann, and this is Gunsight Academy instructor Eric Ingersol. Eric, you know, a lot of people, cover and concealment is something that's very important with if you're in a gunfight, but a lot of people don't understand the difference. You know, can you elaborate on that a little bit and clarify?
Sure. Cover is what's generally known as what's going to stop whatever's being fired at you. Concealment breaks up your presence or hides you to a certain extent. Now, a lot of people confuse cover with it stops bullets. No, it stops whatever's being fired at you. So if a BB gun's being fired at me, this is cover.
That's cover, right?
Okay, if I'm behind some cinder block and a rather large rifle's being fired at me, it might not be cover. So one of the key things in tactics is to continually assess your environment, what's going on, and react accordingly.
Yeah,
So,
and that makes perfect sense, but that kind of brings up another aspect of when you're working behind cover or something like a barricade, right?
sure. Okay, so if you're going to work a barricade, as a general rule, based on whatever's in front of you, you want to be as far back as possible, okay, and still make use of that cover. Because when I get off the barricade, what I'm picking up in feet down there, they can only see me in inches if I'm using the cover properly.
Makes sense,
okay?
Yep.
So that's a general rule. Now, a lot of folks are cut and dry in all their tactics. You have to do this every time. Well, that's not acceptable in the real world. You have to adapt to whatever your environment is. So do I always back off the cover position? No, there are certain circumstances where I might have to get closer to it. What if I have an elevated adversary? Okay, what if I have someone trying to flank me? These are all things to consider. So don't get locked into one particular way of using cover or concealment at any given point. One of the things you don't want to do is you don't want to telegraph yourself past your cover like that. The reason is, number one, anybody looking where they thought they saw you is going to see that gun sticking out and you've just given away your position. And number two, let's say it's another type of structure and someone's on the other side of that.
And they grab your gun when you
grab your gun.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Fight. So yeah, that's the basics of cover and concealment. In our training, we actually go into that a lot more in depth and have you actually work the barricades.
All right, man. Hey, thanks for the lesson. Thanks for watching. And when are you coming to Gunsight?
Gunsight Academy, originally the American Pistol Institute, was founded by former Marine Jeff Cooper in 1976. It's the oldest civilian firearms training academy in the world, with more than 50 instructors and 26 ranges covering 3,200 acres. Gunsight Academy trains thousands of civilians, law enforcement, and military personnel each year. Often called the Harvard of handguns and the Camelot of the Great Southwest, Gunsight is freedom's backbone.